when you got it? I heard a couple. Deuteronomy 19 verse 1. When you got it?
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 19 and verse 1. When the Most High thy power hath cut off the nations whose land the Most High thy power giveth thee, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in the cities and in the houses, thou shalt separate 3 cities for thee in the midst of thy land, which the Most High thy power giveth thee to possess it. Thou shalt prepare thee a way, and divide the coasts of thy land, which the Most High thy power giveth thee to inherit, into 3 parts, that every slayer may flee thither. Verse 4. And this is the case of the slayer, which shall flee thither, that he may live. Whoso killeth his neighbor ignorantly, whom he hated not in thy time past. At verse 5. As when a man goeth into the wood with his neighbor to hew wood, and his hand fetcheth a stroke with the axe to cut down the tree, and the head slippeth from the helve and lighteth upon his neighbor, that he die, he shall flee unto one of those cities and live.
So anybody understand that? You and your brother go out to the forest to go cut down some trees. You cutting down the tree, and the top of the damn axe fly off the stick and cut your brother's head off. You gotta flee to the city because you don't put your brother to death. Yes, it was an accident, right? But all the story is gonna know is 2 of y'all went into the forest and 1 of y'all came back. And nobody's gonna hear your side of the story right now, and he can't speak for himself. So in a case like that, you gotta flee to the city of refuge, right? So that nobody can go after you there, and that case need to be heard and to be squashed before you can come out. Okay? And if it's not gonna be squashed, then you gotta stay there until the priest, for a whole term of that priest. Then you're released, and nobody can do anything to you.
That's that witness protection program.
Exactly, like the witness protection program. Exactly. Right? But we had because we're warrior people. So we took care of things. When there was an issue that happened amongst our people, we handled it. So we know all we know is 2 of y'all went in the forest, 1 of y'all came back. And everybody gonna be looking at you. They find him with an axe in his head. Right? If you're looking at you. All right, so flee to the city. It was an accident, but flee to the city. All right, read.
Verse 6. Lest the avenger of the blood pursue the slayer, while his heart is hot.
Right, while his heart is hot, while he's angry. Who's the avenger of the blood?
Family member.
Family member, most likely what? If his sons are of age, brother, father. I mean, somebody that was close to him, find out that he caught his death with you in the forest, they coming to see you. Right? Read on.
And overtake him, because the way is long, and slay him, whereas he was not worthy of death, inasmuch as he hated him not in time past.
Right.
Verse 7. Wherefore I command thee, saying, thou shalt separate 3 cities for thee. And if the Most High thy power enlarge thy coast, as he hath sworn unto thy fathers, and give thee all the land which he promised to give unto thy fathers, if thou shalt keep all these commandments to do them, which I command thee this day, to love the Most High thy power, and to walk ever in his ways, then shalt thou add 3 cities more for thee beside these 3.
Right, so these 3 were just enough cities to what? To service the amount of land that we had just given. But as the land expanded, we had to add 3 more cities. So because the city of refuge should not be too far away for you to get there. Because the city of refuge is too far away, that avenger might get you before you get to the city. So the city of refuge needs to be nearby. Okay? When that's up.
A Walmart near you first. So, right, 28 and 1.
21 about the avenger of blood.
The book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus. If you have the red apocrypha, it is on page 87. Sirach chapter 28 and verse 1. He that revengeth shall find vengeance from the Most High, and he will surely keep his sins in remembrance. Verse 2. Forgive thy neighbor the hurt that he hath done unto thee. So shall thy sins also be forgiven when thou prayest.
Right. So in these days, we don't have the avenger of blood amongst us. In those days when we were living clean, it was in man's hands to bring forth judgment. So when a situation went down, man's hands would bring forth the judgment. But in these days, the scriptures say, as we just read, he that findeth revenge shall find vengeance from the Most High. So we shouldn't be looking for anybody and be the avenger of blood in these days. In these days, we are to forgive, right? Have that spirit of forgiveness amongst them. Something is an accident, you got to have a spirit of forgiveness. Everybody understand that? Right? You can't just pick up, your gun and go, I'm the avenger of blood, and I'm going to go find this guy. You look like that, you're going to get locked up. Right? So understand that we cannot act in this time according to this law, but this law still stands. So the understanding is, if you know you've done something by accident, you should be looking for forgiveness. You should give the family time to get over whatever situation. You need to part yourself for a while and let them find time to forgive you. You got to keep in mind the law, even though we don't carry out the law according to the letter. All right, you understand that? All right. Let's go back to Deuteronomy.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 19 and verse 10. That innocent blood be not shed in thy land, which the Most High thy power giveth thee for an inheritance, and so blood be upon thee. Verse 11. But if any man hate his neighbor,
right,
and lie in wait for him, and rise up against him, and smite him mortally,
right,
that he die, and flee into one of these cities, then the elders of his city shall send and fetch him thence, and deliver him into the hand of the avenger of blood.
Right. So what? If he hated the brother, meaning he went to kill the brother on purpose, premeditated murder, then what? His punishment is what? Is death. Right? Murder is a crime punishable by death. Okay. There's capital punishment on murder. You kill a child of Israel, presumptuously, then you're going to lose your life for life. Okay? But I'm going to show you something. Give me 1 John.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3 and verse 15. 1 John, chapter 3 and verse 15. Whosoever hateth his brother,
do what?
Whosoever hateth his brother.
So now you, the brother, I hate that brother. But I don't hate on brother. I hate that brother. I hate this brother. He said, whosoever hated his brother,
is a murderer.
Is a murderer. So the Most High already looking at you like you're a murderer. Right? That goes for our sisters too. You can't just be hating a sister. I hate that sister. Right? You can't have hate in your heart towards your brothers and your sisters. Everybody understand that? Because in the eyes of the Most High, you are a murderer already. You ain't get no gun, you ain't put no hand on a person. Most High looking at you, you're a murderer. Read.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
Right.
And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him.
That's right. You cannot obtain eternal life if you hate your brother. Okay? So if you hating a brother or you hating a sister, I can't stand, I hate that. I can't, you want something to happen to that person, that type of spirit, you gotta let that spirit go, man. You gotta have forgiveness in your heart. All right, for your brothers and your sisters, man. Jump down and give me the 4 and 20.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 20.
Right?
1 John, chapter 4 and verse 20. If a man say, I love the Most High, and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
Right. So you can't love the Most High and hate your brother. Right? Most High said you're a liar. You don't love the Most High. Because that's impossible. You cannot love the Most High and hate your sister. So you hear people say things, you gotta understand this need to be corrected. We're not to hate our brothers and sisters, especially in this truth. You know?
For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen,
Right?
how can he love the Most High, whom he hath not seen?
Come on.
Verse 21. And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth the Most High love his brother also.
Right, so we gotta love one another. Man. We've been commanded to do so, thus saith the Most High. All right, this is love right here. The commandments coming out. The commandments are an act of love. Everybody understand that? That's an act of love. When Moses said, thou shalt not eat pork, ham, shrimp, or lobster, that's love. When Moses taught our sisters to adorn themselves with fine apparel, that's love. We taught our brothers to wear your beards and to put on Israelite apparel, put on your fringes and borders. That's love. That's the Most High showing us what pleases Him. And if you please the Most High, what's going to happen to you? You're going to be blessed. So how you obtain real blessings? By pleasing the Most High. If you don't know how to please the Most High, you can never enter into His realm of blessings. You can never enter His courts because you don't know how to please Him. You don't know how to do His will. But just the fact that He allowed you to know His will is an act of love. Okay. Let's go back to Deuteronomy.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 19 and verse 12. Then the elders of his city shall send and fetch him thence, and deliver him into the hand of the avenger of blood,
Right?
that he may die. Verse 13. Thine eye shall not pity him, but thou shalt put away the guilt of innocent blood from Israel, that it may go well with thee.
Come on.
Verse 14. Thou shalt not remove thy neighbor's landmark, which they of old time have set in thy inheritance, which thou shalt inherit in the land that the Most High thy power giveth thee to possess it.
Right?
Verse 15. One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity or for any sin. In any sin that he sinneth, at the mouth of 2 witnesses or at the mouth of 3 witnesses shall the matter be established. Verse 16. If a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong,
Right?
then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before the Most High, before the priests and the judges which shall be in those days. Verse 18. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness.
Right. So what? They're gonna try it. Put him on a stand. And they're gonna see if what he's saying is correct. They're gonna make diligent inquisition. Meaning what? They're gonna ask him a lot of questions. Different type of questions. Just like what you see in court. Where they get that in court, they get that from the scriptures, man. When you go on the stand and testify, you don't just hear what you got to say. They ask you all these different questions, trying to trip you up, trying to see if what you're saying is true. Right? That's what we did. We did the same thing. Right? Remember, Esau's judicial system is modeled after the system of the Jews. All right? His court system is modeled after ours. He just perverted it with his money and his greed. But we're the original ones that set up the civil court, the criminal court. We had these courts. All right, read.
Deuteronomy chapter 19 and verse 18. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness, and have testified falsely against his brother, then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother. So shalt thou put the evil away from among you.
You see that? So you try to finger somebody for murder, and it turns out that that person didn't do it, and you didn't see that person do it. Guess what? You're going to admit the punishment that you were trying to put on that brother. Right? That's a lot of times. That's what needs to happen. These people talking about they are false witness. You know what I'm talking about? People went to jail falsely accused. You know what I mean? So then they get off 10 years later. What happened to their false accuser? Nothing. Right? They false accusers should go to jail now. Because then maybe you stop false accusing people. You know what I mean? Nothing happened to the false accuser. I wasn't sure. I thought it was him. They keep 20 years in prison, they let you out. Rape charge. Oh, I thought it was him. You didn't know who it was? You know?
They say about what's the young Jake, they saying now,
Emmett
Till, yeah.
Yeah.
The white woman came forth and said she made that story.
Yeah, she made the story up.
Yeah. She made it up.
Is she alive?
She alive.
So what's happened to her?
She wrote a book.
She got a record deal.
She got wrote a book and got a record deal? She should be put to death. She should be put to death. She caused many to be killed and slain.
That started the whole civil rights movement.
That's right. Right? So she herself should be put to death. Because that's what they did to Emmett Till, right? They should lay her behind right across the damn wood just like they did him. Right? Just like they did to him. But people don't take that. We were falsely accused day in, day out, day out. We was guilty until proven innocent. Right?
There was a Jake just recently, he was locked up for 25 years and then about with DNA.
Right, you did it.
And then to add insult to injury, they gave him a check for like $70,000. And the Chase Bank refused to deposit the check.
It's an abomination, man. They pervert the law. Where's that man's false accuser? Where's all these false? So many brothers been released out of jail through DNA. Find out they weren't the one. They weren't the one. They weren't the one. Where's their false accusers at? Why did they get off scot-free?
But you know what it is? After seeing these brothers, what happened is after you've been locked up that many years, you just want to get out. You're not trying to get out.
And they know that too. They know that too. They ain't gonna come against you or press it. You just happy to be out. No. Say it louder. What is it?
Isaiah 42 and something.
Isaiah 42 and 14. 22 and 14.
The book. I got it.
You got it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 42 and 22. Isaiah 42, verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
Okay.
They are all them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
That's right, hid in prison houses. Come on.
They are for a prey, and none delivereth.
None delivereth. Yeah.
For a spoil, and none saith restore.
Right. Right. So we constantly going in jail, incarcerated. 95% of the population of the jail system is Hebrews out of the 12 tribes of Israel. 95% is out of the 12 tribes of Israel. Blacks and Hispanics make up the prison system. That's not a coincidence, man. We're people robbed and spoiled, man. Thrown in prison houses. Okay.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it.
Right, so who's Mount Seir? Mount Seir is a representation of what nation? Esau, right? Esau is Mount Seir. Right? So who's Esau? So-called devil. Right? Esau is so-called white man, right? Or the Caucasian man, right? In rulership. Right? Read on.
Verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel,
right,
by the force of the sword,
come on,
in the time of the calamity, in the time that the iniquity had an end.
Come on.
Therefore, as I live, saith the Most High Power, I will prepare thee unto blood.
Right.
And blood shall pursue thee.
Right. So payback is righteous. Right? Payback is righteous, man. Their time will come. They're not going to just get away with this and we're going to let bygones be bygones. Right? Can we all just get along? Can we all just drink out of the same water fountain now? No. Right? No. The Most High said, listen, it's a righteous thing to recompense trouble on those that have troubled you. So all this has to take place. All this has to transpire. The Most High has spoken it. Okay? So we got to get that spirit in us, man. You know, we're not beat down, trodden down no more. Now you know who you are. You're a nation of people. You're not black, you're not Negroes, you're not any of these things that they taught you was you're the children of Israel. You belong to a nation. You are a people. A nation defends itself. A nation has borders. A nation has an army, Marines, and Air Force. A nation has its governments, has its laws, has its civilization. That's how you guys start thinking. We're a nation. We're not these people that are just going to be used and abused. We are a nation of people. Yeah, we happen to be in exile. We're behind enemy lines right now. But we still a people. And we're going to still operate as a nation within this land. So the Most High bring us out of here. Come on. Read on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 19, verse 19. Then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother.
Right.
So shalt thou put the evil away from among you. And those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among you.
Right.
And thine eye shall not pity, but life shall go for life.
Right, but what?
But life shall go for life.
Right, your eye ain't gonna pity. Life shall go for life.
Right.
Okay? You want to take a man's life, you're gonna lose your life. Okay? The punishment that's going to come down in America for all the millions of people that they slaughtered in this land that we're living in right now, right here in North, I'm not talking about what they did over the whole earth. I'm talking about just in North America alone. They have slaughtered millions in this land. The scriptures say life for life. Read on.
Eye for eye.
Eye for eye. Read on.
Tooth for tooth.
If you're a tooth, you're taking out your tooth. Read on.
Hand for hand.
Come on.
Food for food.
Right. That's righteous. A lot of people read that and say, oh, there's something wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. It has its place. That woman that lied on Emmett Till and caused Emmett Till to be burnt up and stabbed up and killed, and all the people that was around him was killed. What should happen to her? She can just live her life and just say, yeah, my bad. Right? That's justice. Okay, you know, that happened way back then. Let bygones be bygones. To this day, the so-called white man, those fake cars are Jews, is hunting down Germans. Germans be like 80 years old. They still try to lock them in prison. Right? You was with Hitler, weren't you? Man, 80 years old, you don't remember Hitler. They still lock him in prison. Right? They don't care, because they know what? Their life, their blood is valuable. Our blood is cheap. Whatever happened to us, if it happened last week, they say, why are you still talking about it? Wasn't that a week ago? We bring up Mike Brown, we bring up Trayvon Martin, y'all still talking about that? Is our blood that cheap? after it comes out of the headlines, we should just forget about it? Okay. Is that it? Right? Because they're still holding memorials. They're still holding memorials for the things that happened to our people. Right? Yeah, why not? Read it.
The book,
Stuff up there. Screaming blank all day.
the,
On my screen.
the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 7. Deuteronomy 32, verse 7.
Right?
Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will shew thee.
Right?
Thy elders, and they will tell thee.
Right? You always got to consider the days of old, man. Just don't think about today. They don't want you to forget about yesterday because they did a lot of evil in the earth. And they're still doing evil, but they don't want you to remember their evils. They don't want you to stack their evils. They want to act like every time they do wickedly that this is the first time. Right? They've been a first time offender about 1,000,000 times. How many times you going to be a first time offender? Before somebody says, you know what, you've been doing this. You've been guilty of this. Okay? But they try to erase that so that you don't be so upset. Right? This is new. This never happens. What do you mean? It happened a couple of years ago. Right? So we stacking them now. So now they what's that last killing with that white boy got pushed down on the ground, he turned around and shot him.
Clearwater, yeah.
Right, so now they tried this man.
Yeah,
right?
now they bring him for manslaughter.
They put him up on manslaughter. Yeah. Everybody's supposed to be pacified now. No. Yes, he should be going for manslaughter, and all the rest of them that killed him, right, should be going up for manslaughter. Not just him. We're not satisfied because he went to manslaughter. You know what I mean? Like, we supposed to be, see, look, manslaughter. You got one. Stop complaining. Right? What kind of spirit is that? What about all the other families that get? What about Mike Brown's family? You know what I mean? Where's his justice? Okay. Mark Zuckerman, he's still running around the place. This is Emmett Till. This is what the lady should go through. That lot. Right? He was burnt as a cool. What's the other picture where he was laid across in front of all the Edomites? Give me that other picture. All right? Right? Young man didn't even do it. She lied. You can't even recognize him. And they opened the casket just to make a mockery of him. Usually when something like that happens, it's called a closed casket, right?
Actually, his mother, when I read his mother wanted his
Yeah.
casket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know, she wanted
everybody
To see what they did to him. All right, that's good. She's a wise woman. Okay. She's a wise woman. So they can see what they did. What these monsters did to her son. You guys see that picture where all Esau and his woman and his children is sitting over his body. You know what picture I'm talking about? They call it a picnic.
All the Edomites burning.
Huh? All of them standing over him. When they first burned him.
That was him.
Yeah, read that.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also he transgresseth by wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Right.
Verse 6. Shall not all these take up a terrible against him?
And say what?
And a taunting proverb against him? And say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
That's right. Woe to him that increases that which is not his. What is that? A thief. He increased that which is not his. Nobody gave him this, but he stole it all. And he just keeps increasing. Keeps stealing and stealing and stealing. Read on.
Verse 6. How long? And to him that letteth himself with thick clay. Verse 7. shall they rise up? Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee? And a weight that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them.
Right.
Verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations,
Right.
all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
That's right. You're gonna be a booty unto us. What does that mean? What's a booty? A booty is something stolen, taken by force. A spoil, something taken by force, like a pirate. Pirate's booty is something that's taken by force. Okay, so that's what Esau is going to be done. It's going to be taken by force. His kingdom is going to be snatched from his hands. Right? He's not going to be voted out. He's not going to be moneyed out. He's not going to outsmart him out of his kingdom. He's going to be snatched right from his face. He's going to be mugged for his kingdom. Okay, that's how it's going to come out of his hands. And nobody try to hold on to it. He can't hold on to it. It's going to be taken from him. All right, everybody understand that? All right. So this is a depiction. If that's all you got, that's all you got. Right? So. You know.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 20 and verse 1. When thou goest out to battle against thine enemies,
right,
and seest horses and chariots, and a people more than thou, be not afraid of them, for the Most High thy power is with thee,
right,
which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. Verse 2. And it shall be, when ye are come nigh unto the battle, that the priest shall approach and speak unto the people, and shall say unto them, Hear, O Israel, ye approach this day unto battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint. Fear not, and do not tremble, neither be ye terrified because of them. For the Most High your power is he that goeth with you, to fight for you against your enemies,
right,
to save you. And all the officers shall speak unto the people, saying, What man is there that hath built a new house and hath not dedicated it?
Design. That picture right there.
Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man dedicate it. Verse 6. And what man is he that hath planted a vineyard and hath not yet eaten of it?
Right.
Let him also go and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man eat of it.
Right. So when you're ready to go out to war, you gotta be prepared. If there's some unfinished business, you gotta take care of your business. But all those that don't have these type of conditions, you can go out to the war, to the battle. If you're married a wife, you just bought a land. They said, listen, get a chance to enjoy your land before you come out to the war, because you might not come back. You gotta have that mentality. You go out to battle, you might not come back. All right, read on.
Verse 7. And what man is there that hath betrothed a wife and hath not taken her?
Right, that means you betrothed the wife, but you have not laid with her yet. Right? Read on.
Let him go and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man take her.
Right.
Verse 8. And the officers shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, What man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted?
That is what?
That is fearful and faint-hearted.
You can't go on the front lines if you're fearful and faint-hearted. All right? Why? Because you're going to cause other people to die. Everybody got to come there with values and ready to fight, ready to battle for the name of the Most High Yahweh. Okay, read on.
Let him go and return unto his house, lest his brethren's heart faint as well as his heart.
Right.
Verse 9. And it shall be, when the officers have made an end of speaking unto the people, that they shall make captains of the armies to lead the people.
Right.
Verse 10. When thou comest nigh unto a city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it, And it shall be, if it make thee answer of peace, and open unto thee, then it shall be that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto thee, and they shall serve thee.
Right, so what? We go to a land, we let them know we taking over this land. If the people say, listen, we ain't fighting you, man, come on, take it over. Right? Then we say, all right, y'all all become tributaries. What's a tributary? You gotta pay. Yeah, that's the picture I'm looking for. All right? All right. That's Emmett Till being burnt. See all the families out. Son smiling, taking a picture, snapshot, photo op, right? And then burning this man at the stake. It's one man. This mob of Edomites. Look like some of your bosses, right? Look like your supervisor right there.
There you go.
Right? Look at your manager. Right? The school teacher right there. Right? That's the people you dealing with. They sat around there and took a photo op as our brother was burning. And she didn't even and he didn't even do it.
He was young. He was young. 14. 14, right?
14 years old.
Yeah, 14 years old. 14. A baby. 14.
About it was Willie Brown.
Oh,
Huh?
Willie Brown?
That's what? Emmett Till, 7 Harlem. That's what?
Willie Brown.
Willie Brown, you saying?
Mm-hmm.
Who's Willie Brown? What are you talking about? I got a caption on that picture here, Emmett Till. And all the rest of Emmett Till stuff. You saying that's a picture of someone else? Huh?
Yeah, I think that's a picture of somebody else. Same situation, though.
And remember Emmett Till, 7 Harlem. AtlantaBlackStar.com. Do some investigation, but according to my when I got here on Google, that's Emmett Till. It's on AtlantaBlackStar.com picture. All right. So
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 20 and verse 12. And verse 10. When thou comest nigh unto a city to fight against it, then proclaim peace unto it. Verse 11. And it shall be, if it make peace, if it make the answer of peace, and open unto thee, then it shall be that all the people that is found therein shall be tributaries unto thee.
what does that mean? They gotta pay us taxes. They gotta give us tribute. They gotta come bring their offering to us. Read on.
And they shall serve thee.
They shall what?
They shall serve thee.
That's right. When we take over, they shall serve us. Read on.
Verse 12. And if it will make no peace with thee, but will make war against thee, then thou shalt be sieged.
Right?
Verse 13. And when the Most High thy power hath delivered it into thy hands, thou shalt smite every male thereof with the edge of the sword.
Right?
And the woman,
But the woman.
and the little ones, and the cattle, and all that is in the city, even all the spoil thereof, shalt thou take unto thyself, and thou shalt eat the spoil of thine enemies, which the Most High thy power hath given thee.
Right. Somebody understand that? All the males will be destroyed. Why is that?
Yeah, you want to go through war.
What happens? What does the males carry?
see.
The seed, right? As men, we carry the seed. What does that mean? So we carry the what? The lineage. So if you want to cut off a nation's lineage, you don't got to kill all the people, or you just kill all the males. Right? You kill all the males, then the seed is no longer. Right? The women, you take the women and, for servants, for whatever you have them do. But the males, you got to stop them from what? Repopulating.
Right.
by taking all the males.
Be careful.
Now these women populate, they're gonna populate without children. You know what I mean? But they're gonna be their seed no more. Esau is very much aware of that. That's why he tried to do that to us many times. Right? They tried to kill during the time of Moses being born. They were killing all the males. When Christ was being born, they were looking to kill the males. He had to flee to Egypt. Right? Here in America, they were killing our males during hard bondage. They're trying to, like sow their seed amongst us. But then they would want to take those children and put them as what? The house Negro. They didn't want to put that Negro in the field. You know what I mean? So a lot of times the house Negro was one that the master them sold with the woman. Right? So he was Edomite anyway. Right? But he looked like black, but he was Edomite anyway, because he was sold by the master as a slave. And they would take that child and leave him in the house. All right? Because he also understood that his seed is the seed that comes from him, bring forth a child, that's his child. He understood that. Okay. Remember, people underestimate how smart. Esau is very much aware of all this knowledge. He's aware of what he was doing. But the other slaves, the brothers that had their children with their wives, he keep them out in the field. All right, go ahead. That's it. Yeah. Esau wise and Daniel.
What's anyway, when you leave the seed behind, you also leave the avenger. That son could come after you and kill you.
Exactly. That's what's supposed to happen.
Right.
Right? That's what we're supposed to be doing.
We're supposed to be doing it.
Not yet. Wait, not yet. Wait on the Most High. All right, God.
Verse 15. Thus shalt thou do unto all the cities which are very far off from thee, which are not of the cities of these nations. Verse 16. But of the cities of these people, which the Most High thy power doth give thee for an inheritance, thou shalt save alive nothing that breatheth. Verse 17. But thou shalt utterly destroy them, namely the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, as the Most High thy power hath commanded thee. Verse 18. That they teach you not to do after all the abominations which they have done unto the gods, so should ye sin against the Most High your power. Verse 19. When thou shalt besiege a city a long time, in making war against it to take it, thou shalt not destroy the trees thereof by forcing an axe against them.
Right.
For thou mayest eat of them, and thou shalt not cut them down, for the tree of the field is man's life, to employ them in the siege.
Right.
Verse 20. Only the trees which thou knowest that they be not trees for meat, thou shalt destroy and cut them down, and thou shalt build bulwarks against the city that maketh war with thee, until it be subdued.
Right, so what? If you're going to cut a tree, make sure it's not a fruit tree or a tree that gives you something to eat. All right, so you cut down a tree like an oak tree, and you don't get anything out of an oak tree. All right, but leaves and wood. Right, that tree grows just to give you wood. So you cut that down and you build these barracks for the battle. You know what I mean? You build military armory for this battle. You use that tree. That's just using wisdom. Right? You don't cut down the mango tree so much you're going to use the wood. And you don't get no mangoes, right? You're going to get rid of all that food, man. So what? You keep the trees that feed you up. And the trees that don't feed you, use that for your battlement. Right? Always using wisdom. Right? Most High is a tactical genius, man. You read in the scriptures, he always giving us what? Warfare analysis. Man. How to move in a warfare. How to do this right. How not to hurt yourself as you move forward. Okay? He's giving us that. You got to use these concepts in your life now. All right? The scriptures say you don't take away something unless you have something, you don't take away something away from that's benefiting you. You take away that thing that's not benefiting you first. Use that. Make it more useful. Okay? And I think that's benefiting you all to that. All right, read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 21 and verse 1. If one be found slain in the land which the Most High thy power giveth thee to possess it, lying in the field, and it be not known who hath slain him, then thy elders and thy judges shall come forth, and they shall measure unto the cities which are round about him that is slain.
Right.
Verse 3. And it shall be that the city which is next unto the slain man, even the elders of that city, shall take an heifer which hath not been worked with, and which hath not joined in the yoke. And the elders of that city shall bring down the heifer unto a rough valley, which is neither eared nor sown, and shall strike off the heifer's neck there in the valley. Verse 5. Heifer. Verse 5. And the priests, the sons of Levi, shall come near, for them the Most High thy power hath chosen to minister unto him, and to bless in the name of the Most High. And by the word shall every controversy and every stroke be tried.
Right.
Verse 6. And all the elders of that city that are next unto the slain men shall wash their hands over the heifer that is beheaded in the valley.
Right.
Verse 7. And they shall answer and say, our hands have not shed this blood, neither have our eyes seen it. Verse 8. Be merciful, O Most High, unto thy people Israel, whom thou hast redeemed, and lay not innocent blood unto thy people of Israel's charge, and the blood shall be forgiven them. Verse 9. So shalt thou take away the guilt of the innocent blood from among you, when thou shalt do that which is right in the sight of the Most High.
All right, so that ends the portion for this Shabbat of the Most High. Hallelujah. All right, portion of that information. A lot of wisdom comes out. We do these portions. As you can see, we're reaching the end of, won't be too long before we reach the end of Deuteronomy. And then we're going to be out in the tabernacle. Tabernacle is coming up. All right, the Feast of the Tabernacle. Give me a picture of the tabernacle. Feast of the Tabernacle is coming up. Before that, we have Memorial Blowing of Trumpets. What's the date we have Memorial Blowing of Trumpets? September the 9th. Right. Well, let me check my calendar real quick. All right, so we got I got the 8th. You got the 9th. I got the 8th of you. When does it come in? All right. Check that real quick. We got Yom Kippurium, which is what? the Day of Atonement. Right, we have it the 17th at even. All right, so that's when you fast. So from the 17th at even to the 18th at even, you are to eat no bread, right? Eat nothing. Huh?
6:01 p.m.
On the, okay, that's why it's on the 8th. I get it. It's on the 8th at even. 8th at even. According to the way they do it.
Oh,
It's still in that day. We didn't change it. It's in the day. We did it the other way, huh? The 17th at even. 17th at sundown. September 17th at sundown. Okay. Everybody got it? Memorial blowing of trumpets is the 8th at sundown. Everybody got it? September 8th at sundown. That's the highest new moon for the year. Then we have the first day of Tabernacles, which is the 22nd at sundown. September 22nd at sundown. It opens up the tabernacle. Everybody got it? 22nd at sundown, September. And it ends on the 29th at sundown. And everybody gonna say, what was that date again? Put it in your phones. All right? You got the 8th at even, the 17th at even, the 22nd at even. Everybody got it? Everybody put it in their phones? All those watching on video, you got the 8th at even, the 17th at even, and the 22nd at even. The 8th is the Board blowing of trumpets. 17th is the Yom Kippur, which is the Day of Atonement. That's the 17th at even. And then we have the Sukkot, or the Tabernacle, the 22nd at even, to the 29th at even. All right, remember the first day and the last day of the Sukkot, the Tabernacles, is a holy convocation. Come? First day and last day is a holy convocation. So be prepared for these. When the day to come about and you don't know when it is and you're not sure. Okay, we're giving all the dates. Sure, I'll be giving dates out. I can give you out the Hanukkah, which is November 30th at even. Right, the 30th to the 7th. You write all these down?
Yes.
I can go on. I can give you Nicanor, which is March 17th at even. And you have Purim, the 18th and the 19th of March. Right. Those are the last holidays for the year. That's the rest of the holidays for our biblical year. After that, we start the year over with the new moon and Passover. All right, but those are the last holidays for the year. So you have all your holidays locked down for the year. Con? You want to put the moons in there? I can put the moons in there too. You want the moons? All right. After the next moon is 30 days, exactly 30 days after the other moon. So it's
Let's make it the sheet so we can handle next week.
all right. Probably print this out then. All right. So just be advised. We have the tabernacle coming up. This is an old sheet. Of course, there's a lot more red on the sheet now, but this is the renting the booths, renting the tents out in the park. All right. Make sure that you rented your booth or you locked your booth all the way down or whatever the case may be. The time is upon us. You know, aside from that, you gotta start getting prepared with what you need to bring in your booth. You gotta have your rug and your sleeping, whatever you're gonna sleep on. You know, something to hold your food for the week. You know, your cooler or whatever you're bringing out there, get it prepared. We'll be out there dwelling in tents for the whole week, giving all praises to the Most High. You know, just it's a beautiful experience. You know, to keep the tabernacle. I mean, to come out of our houses for a week. You know what I'm saying? If you gotta work, you can work. You go to work from the park, you go back to work. Go back to the park after work. Right? You know what I mean? You can work those days. So, you know, somebody be thinking, I gotta take off the whole week. You don't gotta take off the whole week. You can work. All right? It's not against the law to work. Only the first day and last day is a solemn assembly. We do no work therein. After that, you need to go to work, let's go and come right back down to the campground. We'll be there every night, you know what I mean, praising the Most High, doing with brotherhood, sisterhood, and enjoying the feast. So, be out there, Quiet Waters Park, all right, in is that Deerfield? Quiet Waters Park off of Power Line in Deerfield. Okay. The Power Line in Hillsborough. Any other announcements? You wanna everybody went to Detroit last week. Raise your hand real quick. You went to Detroit last week. All right. You know, throughout for those that went out to Detroit and represented the Light of Zion in the Hebrew Summit. You know, I understand it was a glorious summit. The brothers went out there and they represented us, you know, on a forum. You know, the Light of Zion is a small sanctuary, it seems to us, but you know, these little sanctuaries make a lot of noise. Man. We're out there teaching His word, we're bringing forth, we're producing. Let us continue to produce. If you have talents and think you can add your talent to what we're doing here at the Light of Zion and help us produce more and put more of this word out there in different ways, shapes, and forms, get with someone, let us know so we can all do our part and make it even more glorious. You know, the word of the Most High in the earth, man. And by His word shall He destroy these nations, man. So we got to make sure that word is going out as best as our ability. So again, do honor for the brothers that took the sacrifice and went out to the summit and represented the Light of Zion, all right, on a forum, right?
And one of the things I want to say too is, I kind of appreciate that we have class. I see that, some of that they don't have class out.
That's right. That's right. A lot of times when you travel, you go to different zones, you realize that what the Most High has blessed us with is great. You know what I mean? That He gave us a place that we can sit and come together. Nobody else be in this place when we're not here. You know what I mean? This is your place. All right? So nobody else come up in here. You know what I mean? So this is your place that represents you. So if you want to, contribute to glorifying it, building it up, this is your place. You know what I mean? We know the foundation is laid, but as you can see, we do have room for improvement. You know what I mean? But, we have to all band together, pitch together, and make it happen. You know what I mean? A lot of brothers banded together and pitched together to make what you see here. And they did a glorious job. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. But we can continue to develop it and make it even more great, right? If we all work together. We all start to realize this is your place. This is your place to go to. Right? Right? It's your place. Right? So understand that the Most High, He don't need a place with hands built by man's hands. We need a place built by man's hands. All right? We need the AC. Most High don't need no AC. He's out there in the heat too. Right? But we'd rather be in the AC and have some cushion on our chairs and stuff. So this is our place. So we get to come together and praise the Most High and give this, because we're His church no matter where we are. All right? The church is the people, not the place. All right? But the place is comfy. So let's keep that in mind. Let's grind. Let's ask the elders if you want something, you want to contribute something. Maybe the Most High might bless you extra with something. You want to contribute something extra to the camp, we can use it. All right? We can use it, man, because we don't get funded by any government entities. Right? We're not going to get any grants for tearing down this kingdom. Right? Kingdom don't give you grants for ripping it down. All right? The kingdom only give you grants for building it back up. All right? So, you're not going to fund us destroying their kingdom. All right? So, with the word of the Most High. So, keep that in mind. We have the donation box in the back. Maybe we can put a bigger sign on it, say donations. All right? Or feed me or something. All right? But, make sure that you give in your donations. And, every time you come, where I tell people, just give it every time. Give a little bit every time. A little bit adds up. It becomes a habit. It becomes something that's second nature. You know what I mean? So, let's keep the doors open, keep the lights on. All right. Any other announcements? Even those that's online. We do have what they call a PayPal, right? And Cash App. We have all those things in place. So if you wish to make a donation, support the truth, PayPal, Cash App, is in place. Just contact us and get that information on how to do it. Any other announcements? Anything else? This is the first.
Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Israel.
So,
as you can see, the camp is growing. Our family is more than who you see here. Right now, LOZ is like the de facto leader of Mashara Yasharala. Why do I say that? We are the first one that come with a concert after the summit. Now all the other camps are doing it. That means we have to step up our game. After the summit in Michigan, they had a concert too. LOZ is the first camp that came with a concert after the summit. Therefore, I would say by default, when it comes to right now, LOZ is the leader. Therefore, we have to step up our game. Right now, we have more viewers online. Our YouTube channel is getting stronger every day. Every day, we have more subscribers. Therefore, we have to do better. We have to step up our game. Many of the congregations in Mashara Yasharala do not have a sanctuary. We do have one. That means we have to do as much as we can to take care of it. Shalom.
right. Word from the priest. All right. So, with that being said, we said about game. Okay?
Yeah.
Hallelujah. So, any other announcements? Who's going to say anything? No? Okay. All right. So, with that being said, Madam will pray out Jerusalem, stand and face Jerusalem. Let us close out this with closing prayers. Doing the Most High's praise. For He's worthy to be praised. Hallelujah.
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 Who's the power?
Yahweh's the power.
Who's the power?
Yahweh's the power.
Worship.
Yahweh shine.
Worship.
Yahweh shine.
Press.
Press, press, press.
Press.
Press, press, press.
Holy, holy, holy.
Holy, holy, holy.
Is the name.
Is the name.
I'm a Noah.
I'm a Noah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Holy, holy, holy.
Holy, holy, holy.
Is the name.
Is the name.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Kuma Manawi Yahweh.
Kuma Manawi Yahweh.
Kuma Manawi Yahweh.
Kuma Manawi Yahweh.
Kuma Mashiach Yahushua.
Kuma Mashiach Yahushua.
Kuma Mashiach Yahushua.
Kuma Mashiach Yahushua.
Kuma Yashua.
Kuma Yashua.
Kuma Yashua.
Kuma Yashua.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Hawa'ah.
Hawa'ah.
Telanoah.
Telanoah.
Hashabat.
Hashabat.
Bashalom.
Bashalom.
Barakashah.
Shemai.
Shemai. Zakalaya.
Zakalaya.
Barak.
Barak.
Barapah.
Barapah.
Bakazak.
Bakazak.
Wamagan.
Wamagan.
Wasma'ayah.
Shemaiah.
Akim.
Akim.
Wa.
Wa.
Akwatim.
Akwatim.
Bakashah.
Bakashah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Yochak.
Yochak.
Shaitan.
Shaitan.
Yochak.
Yochak.
Shaitan.
Shaitan.
Yochak.
Yochak.
Kol.
Kol.
Rai.
Rai.
Rachayim.
Rachayim.
Yochak.
Yochak.
Kol.
Kol.
Rai.
Rai.
Rachayim.
Rachayim.
Bakusha.
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 All praises be to the part AMI for Jacob, the part Israel. We thank y'all for giving us the Shabbat day. We thank y'all for returning our heritage onto us in these last days. We thank y'all for blessing us with our wisdom today, by opening up our minds and our understanding to what is written by our forefathers that was given unto Moses, right? That was passed on to us, that we in these last days could read and return to the Heavenly Father. Continue to instruct thy children in these last days, O Yahweh. Continues to show us the way back to thee, that we might do thy will and serve thee in these last days, and call upon thy high and holy name. For we are those that observe the Shabbat day as a day that's been set aside and a day that's been sanctified. Let us continue to be sanctified in thy day. Let us continue to praise thy name. Let's continue to call upon thy name in our time of gladness, in our time of trouble, when we wake up, when we go to sleep, when we eat, we call upon the name of the Most High. For we know all things we receive through thy tender mercies. For we are not worthy of the blessing that we receive, but we are truly thankful. Baruch Shah Yahweh, continue to expand the borders of the land of Zion. Remember that little sanctuary, continue to use us to bring Yahweh again to thee. And continue to bless all the schools that face Jerusalem on thy Shabbat days and on thy new moons. And bless thy name and worship thy high and holy name. All this we ask in the name of thy Son, Hamashiach Yahushua. With all that have breath, praise Yahweh. Hallelujah. With all that have breath, praise Yahweh. Hallelujah. By Hashem Hamashiach Yahushua, the water of the yard, amen. We go to our hand. There's no power like Yahweh, great King of the universe, always doing wondrous things. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah.